Hello, prospective communication student. My name is Soyun Choi, and I am an assistant professor of communication. My teaching and research revolve around self-disclosure, privacy, technology affordance, and biases in human decision-making processes. I teach interpersonal communication, nonverbal communication, and perceptions of diversity in communication regularly, and I'm particularly interested in teaching quantitative research methods. I look forward to seeing you soon. Welcome to New Paltz.
Hello, I am Dr. Stella Dean, and I serve as Interim Chair of Communication Studies. My job is essentially to create the conditions in which faculty and students can do their best work. Hint, this means collaborating, consulting, and communicating clearly. My home department is English, where I teach Introduction to British Literature, Modernism and Modernity, and Virginia Woolf. My favorite thing about New Paltz, honestly, is the people. We support each other, teach each other, laugh, occasionally argue, and talk about the things that matter. I invite you to be part of this community.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Basin-Arnold, and I'd like to welcome you to the Communication Department at SUNY New Paltz. My area of study in communication is interpersonal communication with a focus on gender and communication and family. I teach courses like interpersonal communication, qualitative methodology, and seminar in interpersonal communication. I'm so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to get to know you.
Thank you very much. Well, welcome to the Department of Communication at SUNY New Paltz. I'm Dr. Donna Flahan, and I have a few areas of expertise. One is in health communication or public health communication, and the other is in media studies and media ecology. And so in those two areas, just to give a couple quick examples, the public health work, I came to SUNY New Paltz to found and direct the Lower Manhattan Public Health Project. This is a film that we had funded and produced back in 2006 and 2007. It debuted, and it's called The Toxic Clouds of 9/11, a looming health disaster, and it debuted at our conference and helped to get the sick, rescue, recovery, and cleanup workers from 9/11 and residents of Lower Manhattan the answers, benefits, and treatments that they deserve, and also help switch the frame from cough to cancer and COPD so that the seriousness was seen in the world and they got the answers, benefits, and treatments that they deserve. And my other area of expertise is media ecology. It's within media studies. And that's how the form of communication is a little more important than the content, how forms of communication transform consciousness and culture over time. I have a chapter in this book, The Legacy of Marshall McLuhan. He's a big name in the field of medium theory and media ecology. And a chapter in Transforming McLuhan, Cultural Critical Approaches to Media Studies. So those are my areas of expertise. And then I've taught a lot of classes here at SUNY New Paltz, from public speaking to intro to public relations. And my favorite course is proposals, plans, and projects, because students produce amazing work, and they do grant proposals and they do business plans in their senior year, and then they go make them real in the real world. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jason Wrench, and I specialize in organizational communication and instructional communication. I teach courses in organizational communication, for example, obviously, organizational communication, business and professional communication, and training and development. I also teach computer-mediated communication, or how people use technology to communicate with other people. I love studying human communication because it's so applicable to everything we do in our lives. Whether speaking to your boss at work or texting your best friend on your smartphone, we are constantly engaged in communicative interactions. Look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you. Hi, we're thrilled that you may be joining us here in the fall. I'm Dr. Jack Harris. I'm an assistant professor here in the Department of Communication. And I teach in the areas of strategic and organizational communication. That means I try to understand how people and communities and organizations collaborate and communicate with one another to solve big problems such as long-term recovery after disaster, or how do we bounce back from this global pandemic. I recently designed a bunch of electives, brand new electives that you'll be able to take if you join us here at New Paltz in crisis and disaster communication, communicating corporate social responsibility, which is a large and growing area of interest to many corporations and global organizations, and courses in organizational reputation and stakeholder engagement. I also teach a really fun class called Storytelling and Culture, where we look at stories and myths and how they shape our culture and how we use stories and myths to communicate with one another, particularly when we're trying to talk about tough topics like a global pandemic or a crisis or tough issues that we may be encountering in our day-to-day lives. So you'll have a lot of opportunity to explore communication and the way we use it to really just relate with one another at the local level, at the community level, at the organizational level. And my door is always open. My contact information is on the website. Feel free to reach out to me, and I hope I'll be seeing you in my classes in the fall.
I'm Dr. Kathleen Hunt, and I specialize in environmental communication and rhetoric. I teach courses like Persuasion and Social Influence, Environmental Communication, and Social Advocacy. I love communication because it offers a unique perspective on human interaction, cultural systems, and how people like you and me can affect change. My favorite thing about SUNY New Paltz is how diverse our community is and how engaged our students are in their local communities. Join us!